Once upon a time, there was a little engine called Edward. He lived in a shed with 5 other engines. They were all bigger than Edward and boasted about it. The driver won't choose you again, they said. He wants big, strong engines like us. Edward had not been out for a long time. He began to feel sad. Just then, the driver and fireman came along to start work.
And he always nodded to Thomas and said, "Morning, Thomas." There were lots of trucks in the yard, and Thomas had to push and pull them into their right places. He worked hard. He knew now that he wasn't so clever as he had thought, and he wanted to learn all about trucks so as to be a really useful engine.
Have a good washout, then you'll feel a different engine. Don't be vulgar, said Gordon huffily. Gordon backed down on his train, hissing mournfully. Cheer up, Gordon, said the Fat Controller. I can't, sir. The others say I've got boiler ache, but I haven't, sir. I keep thinking about the dreadful state of the world, sir. Is it true, sir, what the diesels say? What do they say? They boast that they've abolished steam, sir. Yes, Gordon, it is true. What, sir? All my Doncaster brothers drawn the same time as me? All gone.
The Fat Controller preferred steam engines on his railway, but he found diesels useful because they could pull either coaches or trucks. You're versatile, he would say to them. Real mixed traffic engines. Boko and Bear were proud of this, but James was not impressed. He liked these 2 diesels, but he treated all others with deep suspicion. Diesels don't use coal and water, he would say darkly. How can you trust an engine who isn't normal in his habits?
One afternoon, James, Percy and Thomas were waiting in their shed for their drivers to collect them. "I wonder what we will be doing this afternoon," said James. "I've had quite enough excitement for one day," said Percy. Thomas and James looked at him. "Why?" they asked. "Because I saw a dragon today," he announced. James and Thomas gasped in disbelief.
Winter came, and with it dark, heavy clouds full of snow. "I don't like it," said Thomas's driver. "A heavy fall is coming. I hope it doesn't stop us." "Pooh," said Thomas, seeing the snow melt on the rails. "Soft stuff, nothing to it."
There was to be a balloon race on the Isle of Sodor. All the engines were very excited. "I love balloons," said Thomas, "especially at parties." "But these are not party balloons," laughed Gordon. "They are hot air balloons with baskets fixed to them. They carry people up into the sky."
Thomas and Gordon. Thomas was a cheeky little engine. He thought no other engine worked as hard as he did, so he used to play tricks on them, especially Gordon. One day, Gordon was resting on a siding. He was tired after pulling the express. He was just going to sleep when Thomas came up in a cheeky way. "Wake up, lazy bones," he whistled. "Do some hard work for a change. You can't catch me."
Thomas is a tank engine who lives at a big station on the island of Sodor. He's a cheeky little engine with 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel, a short stumpy boiler and a short stumpy dome. He's a fussy little engine too, always pulling coaches about ready for the big engines to take on long journeys. And when trains come in, he pulls the empty coaches away so that the big engines can go and rest.
Thomas is a tank engine who lives at a big station on the island of Sodor. He's a cheeky little engine with 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel, a short stumpy boiler, and a short stumpy dome. He's a fussy little engine, too, always pulling coaches about, ready for the big engines to take on long journeys. And when trains come in, he pulls the empty coaches away so that the big engines can go and rest.
Skarloey and Rheneas work on the railway that weaves round the lakes and mountainsides. The coaches are filled with visitors and the engines are proud to run the line come rain or shine. The engines will never let their passengers down, but they are old and tire more easily.
Owls, mists, ghosts. Edward's going soft at the boiler. There's no mist. But Henry was wrong. What's that? Cried Henry. It's an amber lamp, murmured his driver. That means proceed with caution. Who's there? No one replied. Henry crept slowly forward. He stopped by a tree. It had a sign nailed to it, "Beware of the viaduct."
It was May Day on the island of Sodor. And the engines were celebrating. Engines could be decorated too. "I'm going to have flags and streamers," whistled Percy. "I'm going to have a big red banner," whistled Thomas. "What decorations will you have, Gordon?" asked Murdoch. "Decorations aren't dignified for an important engine like me. I pull the express." Gordon was feeling insulted.
Sodor Day was coming to the island of Sodor. Thomas and James were very excited. There would be picnics all over the island. A magnificent brass band, and the biggest funfair Sodor had ever seen.
Rex and Bert are two of the very small engines on the island of Sodor that work on the miniature railway near Alsborough. And then there's Mike, the red engine. He can be rather grumpy at times, and he doesn't much like pulling passengers either.